Hello, everybody. This is AVP or Alicia, and I'm joined by my husband Jack. And we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, belated Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Happy Early New Year to you guys as we get ready for 2024. Hello, Jeff B. Good to see you here in the chat.
Hey,
Our
Jeff.
Christmas was great, pretty overall. And yeah, we're getting ready to finish up the Orville Novella Sympathy for the Devil, which we started over a year ago, and now we're just wrapping it up finally.
Yep.
So we're going to find out what happens to our beloved Adam, or Otto as he was known in the simulator, the Colliers, his parents, and also what's going to happen to the rest of the characters.
Correct. Yes. And so last time we were here, we were joined by a special guest who made crochet figures. And
Hey, Big Daddy John, welcome. Good to
hey,
see
Big
you.
Daddy. And so since then, I wanted to say that Alicia has been gifted one of these gifts.
So I'm going to solo myself so you guys can see this up close. So this is the Ed Mercer that Kelsey Horn made. And as you guys can see, they're very, very adorable. They can fit right into your hand. And they're very plushy, very squishy. She says it takes about 8 hours to make one of these things nonstop. But this is the Ed Mercer that she made.
And the quality of the crochet is wonderful. Wonderful
Yes.
quality.
Yes. And she has since added a John Lamar. And if you're not wanting to get any one of these guys, she also has turtles as well.
Right.
So yeah, she's only made about 3 of these at this point. So, but it takes her time to do it. So give her time to make it. If you're going to order it, just give her time to fix it and make it for you, basically. And I believe it's under the name Spaceman Crochet, basically. So this is what they are, basically.
Pick up your Ed Mercer or Lamar today.
Yes, and she does ship overseas. So if you're overseas in Scotland, Australia, who knows, even the moon, she'll ship to you. So yes. But yep, this is the Lamar
Or Ed.
version before the Lamar came out. This is the Ed one. So this is the Ed one. So basically, the Lamar is similar to this. Basically, he's basically got an orangey type of body suit, basically, and obviously his skin is darker brown. But yeah, I mean, he has no little mouth or anything. But you know what? That's totally fine. I only have one. I only have one. But I do have this wonderful gaming chair that I got as a Christmas gift, which is in the Orville blue. You guys can see it a little bit, which was one of my Christmas gifts. So yeah, I only have one. Chipsy's over there in the background with his siblings. So yeah, I only have one turtle still, Jeff B.
But I've got a bunch of turtles. I got what 3 versions of the Ninja Turtles in my toys thing.
You do. He does.
I should have brought one out, but okay.
But yeah, like I said, these are the ones that Kelsey Horn. Like I said, if you guys ever watched the interview that we guys did, this is one of her figures that she made.
Yeah, we released that interview on Christmas, so it should be the one right before this one.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, so just so you guys know, starting on January 1st, we will be rebranding the whole channel. You guys notice that the channel's gone through a new avatar change. There's a new background change. There's a couple more things. We got to change the name from it being my name to be known as the Dream Team. And we also got to add a couple more things into there at this point.
Yes, just like CBS All Access, we're rebranding.
Oh, it's going to be reflecting the two of us, basically, at this point. And we promise it will be good quality that you guys will enjoy. That we will be releasing 4 videos on that day. There will be the new intro, the new outro, and 2 video reactions that we did of ancient film Magic Lantern one and one of the early films, The Horse named
And
Sally.
and we're doing these film reactions because we're preparing for our a segment that has to do with early film and television history that we'll be doing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So yeah, that's going to be fun to do. I mean, we've got plenty of material to cover with that. And we also still have a couple more Orville things to go. In the meantime, we also have the lovely comics that our friend Todd created. We will be reading those next that are Orville related. And then if we still have time, we will do the Orville watch parties for season 3. Okay, are we ready for the finale for Sympathy for the Devil?
I am ready. Chapter 14?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay. All right, let me pull up mine on my side. And I don't think we're going to modify it too much at this point because
Right.
basically, already. Chapter 14. Adam had not resisted when they put him aboard the shuttle. He had appeared listless and small and as depleted as an empty quantum core. He had not even required sedation. Gordon dutifully prepped the shuttle for departure, with Tala along for the ride just in case circumstances deteriorated again. Underscored by the low, heavy thrum of the shuttle bay, Ed, Kelly, and Claire stood with Leonard and Pamela Collier saying their muted goodbyes. Captain, thank you for everything you and your crew have done for us. Pamela dabbed the last traces of moisture from her damp eyes. The sight of her son shuffling a tram it had full
I
aesthetically at the
hold on. There's something up.
okay.
Yeah, it's here.
Mm.
Not sure why.
You want to start over?
Um, start from where I time. Okay.
Yep.
I wish we could have done more.
Said Ed simply. Leonard looked intently at the Orville officers.
I haven't wanted to ask you this, but
He sounded pain forced the words out.
if he can't be rehabilitated, what's gonna happen to him?
He did assault 2 officers, said Kelly, hoping it was not too brusque. They've both recovered and they don't want to make an issue of it, but he will need to be placed under guard for a while. After that, only time will tell. Pamela shifted uncomfortably. And what about his other crimes? It'd been an unsolvable puzzle since the day Adam had arrived,
That's as much a question for the philosophers as for the courts.
said Ed.
If his crimes had been real, he'd face the consequences. But the fact is, he wasn't an actual participant in the atrocities of Nazi Germany. That happened almost 5 centuries ago. Adam's world was fiction, and no one has been hurt, except, of course, Adam.
This answer felt oddly empty and seemed to satisfy no one. Ed felt sorry to leave them without any kind of equilibratory anchor to better make sense of what had happened to their son, but he was at a loss.
I guess it just depends on your opinion of the fundamental nature of wrongdoing. Is a crime defined by the act itself, or by the harm it does to others? If you can resolve that conundrum, then you have your answer.
The Melbourne Center is one of the best on earth, Claire assured the Colliers. If anyone can deprogram, they can. Dear God, I hope so. I truly hope so, said Pamela softly. I'm sorry for everything that's happened, Kelly said. If there's anything else you need from us, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you. I'm sure we'll be fine. Claire put a comforting hand on Pamela's arm. Mr. and Mrs. Collier, if you're so inclined and if it's not too much trouble, drop us a message now and then. I'd like to know how he's doing. We will, said Pamela, offering a wan smile. As the Colliers trudged up the ramp and into the shuttle, Ed was struck by the incomparable loneliness they must be feeling. To lose a son or daughter to an accident or disease was a tragedy. But in a dangerous universe, it was an experience as common as if it was profound. A parent didn't have to look exceptionally far to find a sympathetic ear from someone else who had endured the same trial. What had happened to the Collier's son, however, was something altogether different. Their boy had been taken from them, but he was still physically present, trapped in a sort of living psychological death. from which no one yet knew if there was hope of escape. They would receive no empathy or understanding from other families grappling with the fallout of the same relatable crisis. They were on their own. Epilogue. The peach pie flooded the bakery with a hot aromatic sweetness as the old man set it gently on the countertop. As he moved away to allow it to cool, he took a moment to survey the interior of his establishment. He had been here some years now. However, he was still marveled at the creative hybrid of 26th century technology and old earth classicism that the architect had achieved. It was very much emblematic of his life as a whole and the long, unique journey he had endured before arriving here at this quiet destination with its peaceful sense of finality. He had recently turned 95, and he fully expected to live out the remaining decades of his life in the tranquil serenity of this place, surrounded by the one vestige of his origins that still had value. The Ovia doors iris opened, and a customer entered. He was tall, around 75, with dark skin, smiling eyes, and a gentle face. The man looked around the shop, taking visible pleasure in the offerings he observed there. He approached the counter. The old baker wiped his flour covered hands on his apron and addressed the younger fellow.
Good day. May I help you? I'd like a loaf of cinnamon bread.
The man's voice was a rich baritone that hit the ear pleasantly. The baker reached under the countertop and retrieved one of the fresh loaves displayed behind the glass. He placed it on the counter and began covering it in a cloth wrap.
This is a quaint little shop.
Said the customer.
Yes, we've been here for quite some time. I've heard this place was here, but I never stopped in.
The man smiled appreciatively as he watched the older baker methodically wrap the loaf.
Smells good, you know. You don't find too many people nowadays who know how to bake, especially with the technology. You can't tell the difference between the real thing and the synths anymore.
The baker looked sharply.
I can tell. Of course, I didn't mean to trivialize it. I'm just impressed. Where'd you learn how to do it? My father taught me. Family business. Nice to see.
The baker finished wrapping the cinnamon loaf and handed it to the kindly customer.
Will there be anything else? No.
He paused thoughtfully.
Well, actually, yes. I was curious. I think you knew my mother years ago. Did I? On the Orville, Dr. Claire Finn? Oh, yes. Yes, I did. She was very kind. She helped me through some difficult times. Yeah, that sounds like her. She was a pretty extraordinary woman. My name's Ty. Ty Finn. A pleasure.
They shook hands. Ty took the loaf and put it under his arm.
Well, thanks for the bread.
With a smile and a nod, he turned and departed. The Ovia doors arised open, and he was gone. The old man returned to his bacon. There was much work still to do. And that is the end of Sympathy for the Devil. So here's the thanks. Thanks. Seth wishes to thank Brandon Braga, Andre Bormas, John Cesar, David A. Goodman, Joe Fahehe, Alana Kleiman, Tom Constantino, Cherry Chepperdengdong, Jason Clark, Howard Griffin, Andre Danny Letvich, Andrew Nagoski, David
Shapiro.
Shapiro, Bill Sinowich, Bruce Broxenleiter, Jim Jacksaway, Carl Austin, Eric Wessler, Anthony Matero, Marie Ambrosino, Sung Park, Casey Brewer, Michael Swagger, Chris Bartlett, Jennifer Kessler, Adam Wilson, Dan Kaufman, Tanya Argato, Carol Rhoda, Jennifer Levesque, and the production and audio teams of the Disney Publishing Company, and then all the incredible cast and crew of the Orville.
Yay.
And here's about Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane is an Academy Award nominated and five-time Emmy winning creator, writer, actor, director, and singer behind some of today's most popular entertainment content. In addition to the Orville, he created the hugely successful animated shows Family Guy, American Dad, and The Cleveland Show, as well as the commercially successful films Ted, Ted 2, and A Million Ways to Die in the West, for which he also co-authored the companion novel of the same name. With a deep appreciation of the great American songbook, he has released 8 critically lauded studio albums, earning him 5 Grammy nominations and several #1 iTunes Jazz Charts debuts. Through his Seth MacFarlane Foundation, he is an avid supporter of science, communication, cancer research, climate conservation, free speech, and equal rights for all.
And
And
that's the end of the book.
that is the end of Sympathy for the Devil. Yes. So yes. So yeah, that is the end of Sympathy for the Devil. I mean, we went on quite a journey with Otto or Adam.
Yes, and yet there was a surprise appearance by Ty. He was a 75 Ty. Ty at 75.
Yes. But it was nice that they had a nice closure for him at the end to know that he was going to be, he had reacclimated to basically an Earth like culture, was bacon. So yeah.
Found a play. He found a niche for his life. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know if he married. We don't know what happened in that regard, but you know what? That's up to our imaginations. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I was telling Jack this earlier that I don't think he would have because of that connection he had with Annalise and Alger, that he felt too strongly to maybe start a new life in that regard, basically.
Which if I remember, I offered this counter thought that perhaps he got his own simulator and they're actually just waiting for him at home.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
don't know.
At 95, it would probably just be Annalise
Probably because Alger's probably got his own family if he did.
in somewhere in that
Yes.
simulated world.
Yes, but obviously he's learned the. So I mean, obviously Claire stayed in touch with him enough where Ty was able to say, "Hey, you knew my mother," kind of thing.
Yes, yes, yeah, and he had heard about the place. He had wanted to kind of stop by, and now he finally takes the time, and he just 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 some pleasantries, and that was it.
Yes, exactly.
Pleasantries between two old men.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I don't think maybe Claire did tell her boys about the situation, and that's the reason why Ty knew about the situation. I don't know.
Probably he might have known at the time that would have happened, but it could have been something. It could have been something that had happened so long ago.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been something in her records that he found in the records and said, "Okay, let me do this to honor mom's memory," kind of thing.
Sure, because the way he was talking about her, it sounded like she had passed by then.
Yes, obviously she has, and obviously the Orville may or may not be in commission anymore at this point.
Right. So, yeah, who knows? I mean, it was just a small window into the future.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we see that he's 95, he's bacon and stuff like that. So yeah. But I mean, it's a little bittersweet to see it end, but I'm glad we did finally finish it. I mean, we're glad you guys stuck with us while we read it. That was a challenge to read it for sure.
At times, yes, especially when we decided we were going to start replacing certain words.
Yes, and renaming certain individuals,
Yeah.
but it
So,
made it a lot easier and everything like that.
hmm
But yeah, the next thing we will do that's Orville related will be the comics by Todd that created the inked ones. I mean,
yes,
they're very well done, honestly.
they are. I've gone through some of them. They're hilarious. It feels like you're reading an Orville comic, basically. Yeah, it really does.
But yeah, so they're really, really, really well. I mean, like I said, if you guys haven't checked out the interview with Kelsey, check it out. Check her out. Check out her Etsy shop. I mean, we will hopefully, when we rebrand the channel and everything, you guys will hopefully see more more interviews that are non Orville related. I mean, basically, the sky's our limit, so to speak. 'Cause
Yes.
I mean, we're looking forward to you guys seeing the relaunch of everything because we're excited to share that because we've been talking about it for a little bit and we finally said, you know what, let's do that now that we're married, now that we're studying the history of film and studying other things and say, okay, let's expand our horizons at this point.
Yes, and we got plenty of books to help us along with it that we've picked up. See the thickness of that, yeah.
That's one heavy one, yes.
um, you know, this is about Warner Brothers. I know Disney was celebrating their 100th and they made a big deal about it, but also Warner Brothers this year was celebrating their 100th as well.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
yeah. And yeah, there's plenty more than that, where that came from. So,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And just so you guys know, we will be having a Patreon. We're going to discuss the levels, but it's not going to be like outrageous things. But basically, we will. The reason why we're doing that is because some of the videos are under copyright laws, and to avoid those kind of things with YouTube, we're just trying to save our butts at this point,
and
basically.
and we're also not trying to we're not trying we're not psychics. We can't figure out exactly what YouTube wants us and doesn't want us to do or say. So rather than try to go through that struggle and fight through that, we'd rather just be like, hey, Patreon. Let's just open a Patreon. Whoever likes us, they can just they can join that.
Exactly. But that probably won't be launched until maybe February at this point. But we got to figure out how we're
Right.
going to do that.
Yes. Yes.
Because the whole YouTube algorithm is just a mess, honestly, and we're just tired of fighting with YouTube. Like I said, we will still have YouTube
Right.
content.
Right. I mean, you've been trying to get monetized for years and years, and there's always every time you start to get there, there's always a new a speed bump they put in front of you. I've seen that, and I've seen that with many other creators, and so that's why I was like, okay, well, we could still put this stuff out on YouTube, um,
Hmm.
but let's not rely on YouTube. Let's rely on ourselves. Let's try to open a Patreon. Let's try to see if there's other uh, content sharing sites that would benefit from us.
Exactly. I mean, because they're flagging me over some petty stuff sometimes, like Sims videos, and also my intro saying, "Oh, we can't monetize your video because of your intro," kind of thing. I'm thinking, really?
Right.
That's stupid.
Yeah. So when it comes to trying to find a way to monetize YouTube, I think we've given up on that, and we just decided we'll just open a Patreon.
Exactly, because I mean, YouTube keeps changing the rules so many times, and I see people like our beloved JP who's struggling, and no, I'm tired of the fight. I really am. Enough is enough.
Yeah. And take it from someone who tried to do that stuff way, way early on in YouTube's history. Um, yeah, no, they just make it harder and harder.
They do, and I feel sorry for anybody that's trying to start a channel. I wish you the very best, honestly. I don't wish you any ill will with it because I know the YouTube algorithm is just a mess.
Hmm. Agreed.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully, now that I have my gaming chair, that will be working on getting me a desk, and then we will basically be working on things like that. We will try to come up with a more consistent schedule now that I tentatively have my work schedule for next year. So as that changes, we'll make adjustments accordingly. But right now, it looks like we can probably still do streams like we did before, back to gaming and everything like that.
Yeah, the system is a mess. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, it's been pushing a lot of those shorts. I'm not really a big fan of those. I mean, yeah, I prefer. I mean, for one thing, you can't even control the volume of those things. Um, and then they're just I don't know. They don't. I just prefer just clicking on a normal YouTube video and just watching it. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe that's old school now. I don't know what old school would be now.
true. I mean, there is something special about now. Don't get me wrong; the shorts are good if you want to find like little bits of information, but sometimes you actually want the actual stream where you're interacting with people and talking to people one on, like in a group setting kind of thing. because
Hmm.
you can't do that on the shorts. Unfortunately, you're
Or,
just
and the shorts take away a lot of context to what they're trying to talk about in the first place. And so, yeah, like you might have this fun fact, but you might not know the background behind it because it's just a short. Whereas they
hmm
probably have a full video explaining it.
right. I mean, to me, the shorts is more of a teaser kind of thing.
That's what I would call it. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate I mean, I've done a couple of shorts. Now, the shorts I typically will do with our little baby chips and everything like that. But basically, I don't do too many shorts myself because I stopped doing the reface videos. I mean, the whole reface thing, the way that app is now, no, no. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I got this for Christmas and I got my gaming chair, and you got some pretty good gifts too, I believe.
Yes, I did. Yeah, a very kind person gave me this Nickelodeon T-shirt.
Yes, they did.
That's the Nickelodeon from the early '90s, son. 80s and '90s. Anyways,
Nickelodeon.
so we got that, and in order to tell this, I got to tell a little bit of a backstory. Uh, so I mean, like for the longest time, I've always been like for the physical media stuff, right? And you know, when I was a early parent, um, I had a reason why I wasn't really into physical media, and in fact, I had to get rid of my physical media as an early parent because one day, so like I had a, if you remember the Matrix, when they were done, when they were done, they released all three movies. They released this 10 disc version box set with like 10 discs and stuff like that. Cost about $100 at the time. And so I picked up one of those immediately, and I added that to my physical media collection. And one day I came home and I saw my eldest daughter uh, in the kitchen using those Matrix DVDs as skates to skate across the linoleum in the kitchen. And I was so upset. I remember being so upset about that because it was one of those things. It was this really old, or I mean not really old, but it was this really new box set that I had gotten, and you can't just replace the discs individually. If like one of these discs messed up, it was like you couldn't just buy another disc. You had to buy a whole new set. And so, I had basically lost my Matrix box set from that. And so what I started doing was I started taking all of my physical media, burning it onto my computer, and putting them into its own hard drive. So I have about two hard drives full of movies and television shows, as well as music and stuff like that. That used to that used to be like a physical thing. And so the reason why I'm telling you this is fast forward years and years and years, like last year or something, earlier, a few months ago, I guess. I tell her this story. I tell her this story, and so for Christmas, she gets me this this ten this 10 disc Matrix box set. This was actually the more expensive one from back in the day. This used to cost about $200 to $300, um, as opposed to the box set that I had originally gotten. And so the fact that she paid attention to the point where she went and got me one of these, wow, thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. I love you.
And because we are we're rebuilding our physical media collection is what I would call. I still have all of the stuff in the hard drive, and we'll keep them there and everything. But we've recently started buying lots and lots of box sets, and I'm really happy about that. I just need more space.
Yes, we need more bookcases. There's something to store them on because we've got some really awesome book box sets. We've got
Yes,
Family Ties, which I could show you guys if I pulled it off the shelf.
yes.
We got Smallville. Let's see. We've got
I mean, even those
Stargate. Stargate.
Stargate, even those Christmas specials, we got them all in one big box set.
We got the Godfather movies. We got that all in one thing.
Hmm. Matrix Reloaded to hard drive. Yeah, that's basically what I did. Was I took everything and I burned it onto a external hard drive, and that had been my music and movie and TV show box for a while, and then I had to get two. So
It's ironic you mentioned MTV, Jeff B. So the other day, Jack and I were looking for something to watch, and so we watched the first hour of MTV when it
yes,
first aired. And there's actually a commercial there for Nickelodeon on there, and
but
some
but it was before this Nickelodeon. It was the
it was
Silver Ball era.
yes, and there's
Yeah,
some old commercials on there. There's actually they did a little ad campaign at the time too, where you could get a little sticker.
yeah. You could send them a postcard and they'll send you a sticker that would show you where the stereo on the stereo option on your music box would be. Yeah, it was I'm not sure how. I mean, like, I'm assuming like it was one of those like one brand fits all type of things.
Not quite those Christmas movies, Jeffy. So it's the classic was like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty with some questionable sequels. Um, let's see.
We
Little
did watch
Drummer
Home
Boy.
Alone. We did watch Home Alone this year.
Yes, we watched also A Christmas Story. We watched Miracle on 34th Street.
We watched two different Muppet specials on Christmas.
We we did. We watched the Christmas Carol and also a 1987 version, which has a very nice cameo at the very end of it with Jim Henson.
Yes, that was very nice. And we also watched. Paul Rubens passed away this year. We and for Christmas, his YouTube page put out a version of the Pee Wee Herman Christmas special, Pee Wee's Playhouse Christmas special, that was so clean and clear. The quality was perfect, and it was really nice to watch it in that quality because sometimes it's hard to find old Pee Wee episodes in that quality. So that was great.
That was a wonderful thing to do for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, like I said,
Miracle on 34th Street was a really good black and white Christmas movie.
yes, from 1946. Because you had never seen that one, if I remember you saying you had not seen that one.
I had seen like a newer version of that, but not the original.
Right. So now you've seen the classic one.
Yes.
So I'm glad I was able to introduce you to that one.
Yes.
But yeah, we'd already seen a Nightmare Before Christmas a lot this year, actually. I mean, that's one of those movies that you can make it a Christmas or a Halloween one. And same thing with the movie Gremlins. I mean, some people are going to say Gremlins is not a Christmas movie. Well, it takes place at Christmas time.
Right.
I
Yes.
mean,
Yes. And yes, Die Hard, also Christmas movie.
true. We got to watch that one eventually, but we may do that after New Year. We'll see how it goes. Because
Yes.
we got plenty of physical media to keep us occupied for sure.
Yes, we do.
I mean, we haven't heard any word on the third season yet for Orville on DVD, so I'm still looking. But we do have the first two seasons on DVD, and we also have the soundtracks as well.
Yes, and they're releasing more ships starting next year.
Yes, because I pre-ordered one of them, which is one of the Kalon ones. No, it's the Krill one. I'm sorry, it's the Krill one.
Krill. Yeah.
But they're also
We got
so
the Kalo one right there.
yes, we do. We put it on top of the air conditioning unit. But yeah, they're gonna be releasing the new version of the Orville shuttle on January 1st. So make sure you guys check that out. That's gonna be really cool to see. Hopefully, it's not too expensive because I know we're gonna want to add to our Orville collection, and they're gonna be finalizing their sales of the Orville XL, if I heard correctly.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good scene. Yeah, there's a good scene with the yeah, doesn't speak Dutch. There's also the fun scene of that with Miracle on 34th Street is when he says, "Oh, bring in the letters." And he says, "Put them on my desk."
Yeah, that was good.
And he thinks it's gonna be just like a small stack of letters. No, it's 21 bags full of mail.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. Yeah, Hulu, we've been watching certain things on that one. Certain things we finished up on when we were watching on that, like, and we're also rewatching certain shows that we watched before, like Cobra Kai. We're rewatching that again.
Yes, but that's on Netflix. For Hulu, I think we have House and we had Animaniacs, but that's done.
House, we're watching on Amazon, actually.
Oh, are we? Okay, okay, my bad.
Hulu, we are watching Saving Hope.
Oh, Saving Hope. You're right. Yes, that's a medical drama.
Yes,
We're watching two medical dramas.
we are. But they're very different from each other, too, though.
Yes, House and Saving Hope.
Hmm. Yes, but certain ones don't have a theme song, so Jack makes up a silly song to go with it.
Yes, yes. You should hear my A Team song.
Yeah, so the house one, that's funny when he says about stop your lying.
Hi, my name's House. I don't like you, but I'll cure you if you'd please stop fucking lying. Stop your crying. You are dying. Let me cure you. Okay. I'm I hear about that. So it seems like they're connecting those two films into the same universe. Jackie Chan's Karate Kid and Miyagi Karate Kid. Um,
Yes.
so I'm not sure how that's gonna end up. I hope it's good because I've been really enjoying Cobra Kai and we did rewatch the Karate Kid movies. I've been enjoying all of that um,
Yes.
in anticipation for the final season.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Exactly. Because that was a good because we've seen those movies at least twice now together. So,
yeah. My only problem with the Jackie Chan version is that it's not karate that they're doing.
yeah, as long as it's not like the Jaden Smith version and stuff.
Yeah. So, but anyway, but I do hope that it is good.
Yes. But yeah, we have so yeah, now that we're finished with the novella, like I said, the next thing for Orville, like I said, is the Inked comics. There's three of those.
Yeah, yeah, basically, yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, we're looking forward to you guys seeing the relaunch of everything. I mean, if you're not subscribed or anything like that, please make sure you are. But make sure that right now you see it still under my name. But like I said, starting January 1st, it will be changed to the Dream Team. Because that's one of our nicknames, actually. That I think it was Chloe that gave us the nickname.
Probably.
But yeah, basically, because she says, hey, you guys work well together. And we said, you know what, that's really, really great. And so we're going to be basically discussing a little. You'll see in the new trailer that it'll say, I mean, if you want me to, I guys can show you the new trailer a little bit so you guys can have a sneak peek of it.
We can do that at the end. Yeah, I think we can.
Yeah, we can do that. Give you guys a new little sneak peek of that. All right. Let me give you that as that one.
Wait, did they get that right? Math tutorials?
Yes, it's
I
an
don't know
old.
anything about math.
I know you don't, sweetheart, but they're the old videos that are still on the channel.
Okay.
The music I think was preloaded, actually, Big Daddy John, in case you were curious.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, there was one of those like copyright free YouTube options that, but it was nice. It was pleasant. Kind of made me want to dance a little bit, when I heard it. So,
Yes. And I found the intro part of that on Canva, and then I just basically added to it with our Bitmojis, and yeah, our new intro was born.
so hopefully they won't tag you for the intro anymore. YouTube.
Hopefully they'll shut up about that once we rebrand everything on January 1st.
I think it's the fake castle that they're flagging. To be honest.
Yes, thank you. Glad you liked it, Jeffy. I had a lot of fun making it. I mean, Jack gave me his input and stuff like that, and so I just went with it from there.
Yep. So,
But yeah, I mean, we're still waiting on Orville season 4. I'm not going to lose hope on that. I'm hopeful.
yep. Yes, we still have hope.
Don't lose that. I mean, like I said,
Hey,
we
if it took
hopefully.
if it took 15 years to renew the Animaniacs and Futurama, I hope it doesn't take that long. But hope, I mean, like, there's still hope. There's still hope.
True. I mean, it took us a while to find each other too, so don't lose hope on it, folks.
Me too. I hope it gets renewed as well
Yes, that's what I'm.
soon.
Yes, very very soon, because we've got the Ted series that's going to be released on Peacock starting on January 11th.
Yes. So, I mean, we'll have a little bit of that to hold us over because that's going to have like Scott Grimes and some other people who are in the Orville. Uh, but of course, it's a whole different story. So doesn't
Exactly.
doesn't take place in space.
Nope, no spacemen. So yes, but we appreciate you guys sticking with us during this novella read.
Yep. And I hope you guys have a great holiday season. I hope you're already having a great holiday. I hope you have a great New Year's. I hope that donkey shows for everyone who wants to see them on New Year's. Yeah.
Oh my. You see what I have to live with now, folks. But yeah, we love you guys and we appreciate you guys, all your love and support and everything like that. Just stay tuned for future streams. Stay tuned for what comes around next because we look forward to having you on there with us. I think that's everything.
I think so too.
All right. Good night, everyone. Have a good one.